Real faith must be communicated in a fresh way.
Yes.
And by speaking to groups where you cannot, or to people where you cannot rely on those well-worn tracks, so to speak. You cannot go there. You have to find fresh ways. And somehow, only then are you actually able to communicate. Because otherwise people can hear it and not hear it, so to speak.
I agree. But sometimes I think, Eric, you know, you can argue and it's stalemate. And you can't, you're not going to win this. On my last trip back from Singapore, the flight was midnight, left midnight from Singapore. Get on the plane, and so you've got to wait until it kind of goes up before you can go to sleep, really. So
I've been on planes before.
You've been on planes before, right? So I'm just giving you the kind of the detail. So I then think, right, okay, I'm going to go to the restroom, and then I'm going to go to sleep. So I go to the restroom, and one of the stewards says to me, "Oh, hello." And as I'm waiting to go into the restroom, he said, holiday in Singapore, work? I said, oh, work, I said. And he said, oh, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a motivational speaker for behavioural alteration. Remember, this is 1 a.m. now. It's just short. Let's cut it short. And he goes, whoa, hey, I have to speak to you. I have to speak to you.
Don't.
And I'm like, I need to get to sleep. I need to get to sleep. Anyway, I go to the restroom. I come out. He says, we've got to talk. It turns out he's the purser, right? The chief guy in charge of, you know, the pilot's in charge of the plane, but he's the chief
on the
purser.
plane.
On the plane.
He's the purser,
He's
not the bursar.
No, purser. So then he starts asking me questions, and so I said to him, listen, you know, I said, do you believe in God? He goes, no, I'm a free thinker. I said, listen, there's nothing free about your thinking. And then
except they got to laugh then.
Yeah. But listen, so then I'm getting so tired, I thought, I'm not going to argue with you. So I said, listen, can I say a prayer for you? And nobody had ever prayed for him in his life. Okay. So I put my hand on his chest, and I pray a simple prayer.
Put your hand on his chest?
Yes, like this.
Did he have a cough?
Well, he didn't actually.
No.
And then I prayed a prayer. He was so overwhelmed by the presence of something, it totally blew him away. Okay? But I'm tired. So I said, listen, I'm going to go to sleep. I'll talk to you later. Okay? I go to sleep, wake up 4 hours later. He's standing, waiting. He says, Mr. John, we must talk. He said, what was that? I said, well, that was the presence of God. He said, I want that. I can tell you stories like that all over the world. I've argued with people and it's stalemate. But when they've encountered the presence of God, they've understood.
That's the conundrum, because I think that in my case, I needed a fair amount of talking to get me ready to experience God.
Sure.
And I think that's the key to my mind, is that when you're communicating on such big issues, everyone is different. Everybody brings different baggage, different preconceived notions, different woundedness, different questions. In my case, I needed someone to make me feel like this is perhaps plausible before I would sort of open myself up to it.
Sure.
Many people, of course, are not that way.
They're not that way.
But for me, it was like the brush needed to be cleared away for me to be able to see across, to what I was looking at.